President Biden, in his virtual interaction with NASA scientist Dr. Mohan, said that people of Indian descent are taking over the country. Can you clarify that? What did he meant by that? Because there have been some criticism by his opponents on his remarks.
Well, I would first say that the president was just recognizing and honoring and valuing, or this was his intention, the incredible contribution of Indian Americans to science. He was speaking to an Indian American woman who is, of course, a scientist and an important part of the NASA team. And he also was, of course, recognizing the incredible contribution of his own vice president. And he just believes that it was a reflection of his belief that Indian Americans make a great contribution to the fabric of society, whether it's science or education or the government, and that was what he was trying to convey.
Okay, a number of Indian Americans who came to this country as illegal immigrants and want to make this as a home, they feel that this administration is not much focused on resolving the issues related to legal immigrants, rather than they are more focused on illegal immigrants. What do you have to say on that?
I would say you should write an article about how the president's immigration bill proposes a number of fixes or changes in the legal and legislative system to ensure that those issues are addressed, and we're eager to move that forward with members of both parties.
I have one China question.
Okay.
Today is 50th day, and tomorrow President is addressing the Quad Leaders Summit, and a few days later the Secretary of State and NSA are having their bilateral meetings in Ankara on China. After 50 days, what are the major asks from China? What do you want China to do so that to improve the relationship that the United States has with Beijing?
Well, I would expect, obviously, this meeting next week. We felt it was important to have it on U.S. soil. We certainly anticipate that National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and Secretary of State Tony Blinken will be discussing both the challenges we've had and not holding back on issues and concerns we have with the behavior of Chinese leadership, whether it's on Taiwan or recent efforts to push back democracy in Hong Kong, or on concerns we have about the economic relationship. So they will certainly raise those issues and the lack of transparency as it relates to COVID, human rights abuses as well. But they'll also talk about areas of opportunity and ways we can work together. We certainly they will not be holding back in the conversation, but they wanted to, it's an important moment next week to engage directly and in person, and I know they're looking forward to it. We'll have a robust readout, I'm sure, when that meeting concludes.
As a foreign journalist colleague of mine who's going to be present here has sent me a question for you. The International Olympics Committee today announced that China will provide vaccination for athletes, teams, and attendees of the Tokyo Olympic Games. What is your response to IOC's announcement? Does the administration recommend the U.S. athletes and attendees get vaccination from the Chinese?
I would send you to the U.S. Olympic Committee. We, of course, are working to ensure that the American people have access to vaccines. We'll have enough to vaccinate, I should say, all American adults by the end of May. Certainly that includes Olympic athletes, but I would refer you to them on their plans for vaccinating athletes. Go ahead.